White House, Karen Travers. Karen, good morning.
Good morning.
So any other information coming out of the White House this morning?
No, very limited. Administration officials say they're monitoring the situation closely. They offer their full support to state and local officials and, of course, giving thoughts and prayers to all of those affected. The president had tweeted that his warmest condolences and sympathies to the victims and their families. They, of course, we'll expect to hear more updates throughout the day. The president will be on camera at least 3 times based on his schedule of events here at the White House. We've, of course, asked if that's going to be adjusted now in the wake of the shooting.
You know this better than anyone, being the veteran you are of these tragedies. What the presidents do in times like this is they're almost like comforter-in-chief in a sense.
Absolutely. I mean, when the baseball shooting happened earlier this summer, we went back and just looked at how many times President Obama had to make statements like that, and it was nearly 20 times. I mean, just remarkable how often he was called to deliver those consoler comments. And the nation does look to the president to give stability and some sort of reasoning behind this. Now, we'll see what the president says today. He's also scheduled to go to Puerto Rico still tomorrow, and that's certainly on our radar of whether or not that trip will still happen.
So many things have to get done in Washington. How much does this stop that process of things getting done in Washington?
I think we have to see how the day plays out. The president has a packed schedule. He was supposed to be making remarks about deregulation, kind of promoting his agenda of cutting red tape, meeting with governors from a couple states. He's welcoming the Prime Minister of Thailand today, and then was also having lunch with Republican lawmakers. Most of those things can still happen, but it's the way the White House decides to, put the president out publicly. I think he has to speak about this today at some point. We're standing by for when that could happen, but then maybe the rest of the schedule shifts behind closed doors.
Yeah, this is the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. So this is worse than the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando. What is the mood like in the White House this morning?
Well, I think this morning it was just a lot of, from our perspective, of reaching out to every possible official we could. I mean, it was a little surprising that we didn't hear anything until about 6 hours after it had happened. Of course, we had people up all night reaching out to White House officials. We're looking to get details as to when exactly the president was briefed on this.
Karen Travers, ABC News correspondent at the White House.